So here we are about 5.5 miles into day one. We just came off a side trail to Jones Falls. You get this shortly after passing the 400-mile marker, which is, man, they honor you with some sticks, a rock, some fern leaves, and graffiti on a tree. It's quite an accomplishment. Jones Falls, beautiful. It's called Mountaineer Falls. It's the end of night one. I forgot to mention in the other video, we started the morning off at Mountain Harbor, bed and breakfast, and hostel. Their breakfast was worth waiting for. We didn't get on the trail till about 9:30, and we did a little over 9 miles today. Tom's way back there setting up his tent. Our chairs have been like really worth bringing. Struggling to get this wet wood. They've had a lot of rain up here. This wet wood going, but it's let's see what time it is. It is 10 minutes to 8, and we are doing our final prep to go to bed. It's still barely light outside, so we did about 9.2 I think today, something like that, on a short day. We're hoping to break the 14. We need to do a couple of 14s to make up for leaving late today, but man, that breakfast at Mountain Harbor is worth it and highly recommended. It's a legend on the trail. Beginning of day 2, got out of camp about 7:15. Hadn't been on the trail maybe a minute or two, so we got an 0.8 of a mile climb, and then the rest is as far as we can get. We got trail time to make up, so we'll see what we can do today. Laurel Falls. We stopped here to get some water, doctor our feet, resupply the water was the biggest thing, I think. Well, no, they were equally big. Anyway, we're going to press on 9.3 to a hostel, which will put us over 15 miles today, so we're going to go for it. Make up that trail time that we have lost by eating that badass breakfast. So it's the beginning of day 3. We did 15 something last night. We got about a half hour on the trail, and we came to this bridge up against this rock canyon that this creek just hugs. And then we go straight up that path right there. Pretty cool. So this is the bottom of Laurel Falls. I was just showing you Laurel Falls. Look where the trail goes, down the side of these rocks. We hug the bottom part of the falls. Now this is the Appalachian Trail, believe it or not. This rock outcropping. Tom will be coming around that corner here pretty quick. We're not. Coming to the end of day 3, we found this little campsite here. There's the trail right there. I'm gonna sleep right there. We got a little fire. Dunwoody will set it back over there somewhere. Don't know how many miles we did today, but we got stuck out with no water. Had to get water out of the lake. Anyway, we're gonna set up camp. Well, here we are on Wednesday. Like I said, we had to hurry and set up camp alongside of the trail here. Here's our campsite. There's Tom enjoying some, what do you got over there?
Chicken and dumplings.
Oh, that's gourmet stuff, chicken and dumplings. I'm waiting on my pad thai, which as you can see is in a slow cooker. We're gonna be climbing straight up tomorrow. There's the trail, right there. So we gotta get way up there and over. We did like 12 today, or so, a little short of 12, so we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Anyway, I think dinner's ready. Been on the trail about an hour on day 4. Came to this little rock outcropping that oversticks over the valley, and I don't know whether you can see this or not, but there's a cloud blowing in across us. Stand here and it feels like an air conditioner. It's unbelievable, considering we have to get down here about another mile to solve our water problem, we hope. I've only had a couple of sips. I've got about half a cup left, something like that. I do have a little bit more, but it's filtered lake water, which we cooked with last night. So we're hoping for this stream down here in about 1 mile. Nice cool spot. We're up on top of this ridge. Can you see that cloud blowing in? You don't get any better than this. Beginning of day 5. We've been on the trail for about 35 minutes. After carrying all that water, we got into a shortage, so we had to do what we had to do. So we carried water for probably the last 4 miles, 4.5, which you don't think about it, but it adds a lot of weight to your pack. And we're paying the price this morning. Tom's feet are giving him trouble. I wrenched my lower back lifting a pack that weighed probably close to 50 pounds yesterday, but it had its rewards. We had a cup of coffee last night by the fire. We built a small fire, and then we were able to drink a cup of coffee this morning. We had such a surplus of water. So we have full water bottles. We're up on a ridge. You don't get sunshine unless you're up on top. There she is, the sun. So we got 3 little humps. Then we drop down into a shelter. There's water there, so we're gonna reassess as far as our 12.5 mile a day average. It's probably not gonna happen. We fell short of 10 yesterday, but we're gonna regroup the best we can. We're trying to arrange what they call a slack pack, where they drop you off ahead of where you are, and you take minimal stuff and hike back to where you were. So technically you did that section. We figure we can do, there's a 17-mile section that's not open to hikers because of bear activity. Speaking of bears, Tom just saw one jump out of a tree a while ago. I must have walked right underneath him. Tom's coming back there. Anyway, this video is getting too long. We're gonna keep going. And you gotta love this place. It is absolutely beautiful. Onward. Hey, bear! Two of them. There's another one still at the top. Hey, bear! Yeah, two cubs. Hey, bear! Hey, bear! She left. Did you get that? The end of day 5. We've been needing water. Not this kind. The mountain does, though. It has been dry, dry, dry. We stopped at the last spring down the way. Got an extra liter apiece. At least we'll be able to eat and drink coffee in the dry spot. I took off the last half mile and left Tom. Here he comes. He's having trouble with his feet, so he can only go so fast. Here he comes through there. The trouble with his feet just isn't letting us do any pace. He's got blisters and plantar fasciitis, so we'll probably hike out of here in the morning, get a ride, and then double back and slack pack this part from here on out. Well, from 3 miles from here.
Rain.
There you go, in summary. Beginning of day 6, just left Double Spring Shelter. We're headed the last 3.5 miles to a road to get a ride back into Damascus. We're gonna slack pack back, cover the 13 miles we missed. We'll still be a day behind. We'll see how everything goes. So far, so good. How's everything up there?
Who are you talking to?
You. Shooting a video.
Uh-huh.
Shooting a video. I was hiking a little bit while it's easy. Look, here comes the sunrise. That's pretty cool. I should do this for a living. Hike, not shoot video.
I was telling you that I thought you were right behind me.
Sunday, day 7. Been on the trail for, I don't know, a couple of hours. Came across this shelter here. I'm not staying, just a quick rest. Don't know the name of it. What's the name of this shelter? What's the name of this shelter?
Abington Gap.
Abington Gap.
Closed due to bear activity.
Yeah, too many bears around, so that it's closed. Won't let you stay here. We've already seen 7 bears, 8 bears. Taking a break?
Yeah.
So we've done about 70 plus, 71, something like that, miles. And
Cars here?
I don't know. I'm shooting a video, so we'll find out in a second. This is the Virginia-Tennessee border. It's clearly marked, as you can see. It's clearly marked. So we're about to cross into Virginia. Virginia looks totally different, doesn't it? Huh. Well, it's Monday, the 8th day. This is Damascus, Virginia. And right down there is Crazy Larry's. That's where we stayed for the last 2 nights. So we're leaving Damascus, Virginia. The trail hugs the road here for a little bit. Wait at this little place here. Actually, we didn't eat there because they burned pizza. We had a couple of beers and left. Anyway, Damascus, Virginia. We'll do about 11 miles today. We're a day behind, so we've rearranged our pickup for the last day. We'll make about 200. We'll make about 128 miles, something like that, 126. All right, Damascus, Virginia. So end of the day, Monday. When I say end of the day, it's a little after 4. It's about 4:15. That's a bear box to guard our food. We're at Saunders Shelter. We pulled over short at about 8.6 today. Not short for total, just short for today, because the sky was pretty threatening today. We thought it was going to rain. Turns out it's going to rain tomorrow and the next day. So after already having pulled over, we gathered us up a bunch of firewood. We're going to make us a fire, sit here and drink a couple of cups of coffee, because we have plenty of water down there, even though it's a tiny little stream. It's been pretty dry on the trail. So we're going to have some dinner, burn that wood, and chill out. We got about, how many miles we got left?
About 40.
About 40 to go. So we got 3 days to do 40 miles. Tom's foot's been doing a lot better. My back has been doing a lot better. So we should be okay. Saunders Shelter might be the nicest shelter we've seen. Even has a privy back there. For those of you that love indoor plumbing, they don't have it. Anyway, nice shelter. Gonna have a good fire. Found a bunch of firewood. Gonna be a good day. A couple of cups of coffee and a fat meal. We will be sleeping. 15 to 8. Day 10, I guess, Tuesday. Saunders cabin. We rode out some pretty good winds. Storm last night, had a good fire. Time to hit the trail. We're 0.2 from the trail and 11.6 from our campground. Hopefully the rain will hold off long enough to where we can get our tents set up without it being raining. And then we're just basically going to be a couple of little moles in our houses, it seems like, because it's supposed to be raining all day. Well, that's part of it. So 11.6 to a campground. Saunders cabin. So we're about an hour into Tuesday, 10th day. No, 9th day, I guess. 9th day. We're up on this ridge. We're up on this ridge for quite a while. It's been raining, wind. It's in between. Do you want to wear a rain jacket, short sleeve shirt, or a long sleeve shirt, or a combination of either one of those two? As soon as you go on, you get too hot, you can do another. It starts raining again, you get wet. Such is the job that is. It's pretty good wind. No bear job. Well, we're 6 miles in to it on day 9, like I said. Been raining on us all day long. We ducked into this shelter 6 miles down the trail. Been raining on us ever since. As you can see, Tom just left. He hit the trail. I'm a little bit faster on the climbs than him, so I'll catch up to him. We have 5.8 miles uphill to our campsite, which hopefully this rain will break so we don't have to set our tents up in the rain. We'll be stealth camping tonight and then in a shelter tomorrow night. That's 12 miles down the trail from where we're camping. And then we'll have a 5-mile drop into our ride to take us into Tri-Cities Airport. We have a hotel there. But it is getting chilly. So we're about an hour and 20 minutes after leaving Lost Mountain Shelter. I came across this right here, so cattle can't get through there, but humans can. You step over right there. Look, cows. I believe we're coming to what's known as the Grayson Highlands, which is supposed to be spectacular. Like there's wild horses, miniature horses or something like that, that roam up here. And obviously, cows. Well, it's Wednesday. We pulled off the mountain yesterday, soaking wet. We took a 0 day today. It's still raining. Yesterday, the wind was blowing so hard, it blew us off the trail a couple of times. So today, we're in our lovely hostel room, drying out everything. Everything we have is soaking wet, pretty much, except what was in that bag. That's pretty good. We got stuff hanging everywhere, trying to dry it out. I got a load of laundry in the wash and a load of laundry in the dryer. It was brutal up on top. We had a 6-mile climb in the top of it. There must have been 35, 40-mile-an-hour winds blowing the rain sideways. It was horrible. So 0 day today. We will start bright and early. We have about 22 more miles to go, and that'll be it. So we start off tomorrow about 7 o'clock. Got a shuttle ride and back at it. We bought a hair dryer. We've been doing this all day. This and laundry. Picking up dries and packs, gators. This is what we've been doing all day. It's now stopped raining. We have a 6:15 wake up, or a 6:15 pickup. 20, little less, 19:29 to go. Well, it's Thursday, day 11, I believe. And look at the conditions. And you can't tell it, but it's about 40 degrees. We're in this parking lot up here off the road that we bailed out on. We go straight up that way right there, hugging that tree line. We got 11.9 today and about 8 tomorrow morning. Pull off the trail. It's supposed to clear up today and be about 70 degrees. As you can see right now on White Top Mountain, I believe is the name of this place. It is wet and cold. We'll see what happens. We're going to a shelter, so at least if we're wet, we have a chance to dry out a little bit. But it is chilly. Okay, we've gone about 3 miles on this miserable day. It's about 38 degrees or so, maybe 40. The wind's blowing about 15 or 20 miles an hour, and the visibility is, to say the least, bad. That over there is where we're headed, to that gate. We got here about an hour ago. It is freaking cold. We're both thinking about putting on every piece of clothing we have and keeping going. But the thing is, that's one of the prettiest sections of trail there is. We miss it because we won't be able to see anything. We have 9 miles to go, 8.6 actually, to the shelter. We have been waiting in that bathroom right there to block this wind. Try to stay warm. We're going to give it about 35, 40 minutes. See if this blows off at all. The temperature starts rising. We might be bailing. Coming up way short. But this is where we'd pick up next year. So we'll see. Well, we've been waiting over there for about 2 hours. Just before it's deadline, before we have to either go hiking or get a ride out of here. It looks like it's breaking. That's the trail right there. Goes up right to left on that hill. It's still pretty cold, but it is a little bit warmer, and we're beginning to get spots of sunlight, and you can see the mountains in the background. We're going hiking. About a mile in here, we came out of some clothes, didn't we? I took off my fleece. I think you take off your fleece. We're basically getting warm. The day is clearing. Looks like we got about 8.5, maybe something like that, to the shelter.
Yeah, we still got about 3.5 miles of climbing.
3.5 miles of climbing. Sounds
about, it's 9 miles and it's probably uphill 4.5, downhill 4.5.
Sounds wonderful.
About looks like. So we got about another 3.5 miles of climbing.
3.5 miles of climbing. Still kind of cool, but the freaking mist is let up. Trail's still really saturated. Here we go. After a weather delay, slowed us down after the 3 miles in. We hunkered down in that bathroom for 2.5 hours. We're just coming down off of, what's it called? Mount Rogers? Mount Rogers Summit. So we're on the way down, and let's see if I can turn this camera around. Hey, turn the camera around. I don't know how to turn the camera around. Anyway, look at that. Pretty freaking badass.
You can't get it to go horizontal?
I can't get it. I've already shot them all up like this, easier to carry. Anyway, we're about 6 miles in, got about 6 to go. See you at the shelter. So after summiting Mount Rogers, which is the highest point in Virginia, we came down. We're now in Grayson Highlands State Park, where these wild horses live.
Look at those fellas.
They're as wild as they come.
They haven't even acknowledged it.
I wouldn't get too close to them. They don't seem like they're pets. They're kind of halfway in between a miniature horse and a regular horse. Anyway, there's several of them out here. Therefore you find horse manure all over the trail. There's a pile of it. Grayson Highlands. White blaze. That means you're on the trail. See it up there at the tip of that rock?
Yeah. Slick.
Be careful. I might go up this way. It looks big ass cliff. I mean a crest we gotta go over. Look at that. We're climbing like crazy. Interesting part of the trail. We had one that was on the side of a river, a rock. And that was the trail. Here we go, find the white blazes. Well, 12-mile day after it cleared off led us to the Wise. Is it Wise or Weiss? Wise shelter. We gathered a little bit of wood. Now we're going to set up our tents under there so that we can stay a little bit warmer tonight. It is going to get cold. Got to get busy. Last shelter of the trip. What do we got? 7.9, I think it is, to bail out of here tomorrow. Already got our water. Got to set up our tents. Got on the trail about 35 minutes ago or so. We are headed downhill most of the way today. Had one little climb back there. Well, I say little, half a mile. Anyway, got another climb coming, and then about 3.5, 4 miles of mostly downhill to Uncle Mike's shuttle service. He's due to pick us up at 1 o'clock, so we got about, let's see, when we left, we had a little less than 6 hours to get 7.8 miles, I think it is. 7.9, anyway. We are burning down the trail on our last day. Tom's way ahead of me because I stopped to answer texts. I just got a little bit of service, so answered the text from Lannis and headed down the trail. One last leg. Sun's coming up. So here's where it ends. At the Sleep Inn Suites. The trail has changed quite a bit, so has my shoes. Uncle Mike dropped us off here. We went and ate. Across the street over there, there's Cracker Barrel. That's about it. It's Cracker Barrel or Dunkin' Donuts. Sleep In Sweets. This is where we start next year. Enjoy.